Hey guys, welcome to the 11th episode of this story, in which Naruto discovered his heritage before he entered the academy. How would he turn out? Listen and find out as Naruto strives to accomplish his goals of becoming Hokage and reviving the Namake's clan. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share with your friends. Now, let's get started. Flashback. A younger Sasuke walked up to his brother who was putting on his shoes. "Brother," Sasuke said to get his brother's attention. "What is it?" Itachi asked as he turned to look at his brother. "Well, I was wondering if you could help me with my shuriken practice after school." Sasuke asked shyly. "No, I can't, I'm busy. Besides, I'm sure father can teach you," Itachi replied, causing Sasuke to frown. Even I know you're better at the shuriken technique than father is. Why do you always treat me like a pest? Am I a burden to you?" Sasuke asked. He then saw his brother do a moving motion with his hand that indicating that he wanted Sasuke to move toward him. Sasuke smiled as he saw what his brother was doing and moved forward only to be hit in the forehead by Itachi's fingers. "I'm sorry, Sasuke. Next time, okay?" Itachi said. Sasuke frowned but then noticed the intense glare that was on his brother's face. "I don't have time to take care of you today," Itachi said. "All the time, always saying, 'Forgive me, Sasuke,' then poking me on the head. Then saying, 'Today.' I never see it," Sasuke said to his brother as the latter was leaving the house. Sasuke then smiled as he saw his brother leave, proud of him. Later, Sasuke is eating breakfast with his father while his mother was doing the dishes. "Father, why doesn't Itachi want to hang out with me?" Sasuke asked. "That guy is strange. He's not the type to make friends," Fugaku replied. "Why is that?" Sasuke asked. "Even I, his own father, can't understand him. He's a book full of mysteries," Fugaku answered with a sigh. "Here's your lunch, Sasuke. I will see you after your shuriken lesson." Mikoto smiled as she handed lunch to her son. "It's not a lesson, mother. It's training," Sasuke replied as he took his lunch and headed off. At age 7, Itachi had already graduated from the academy. Then at 8, he activated his Sharingan for the first time. And then at 10, he became Chunin. Meanwhile, I'm 8 and still at the academy. We're definitely not all alike, Sasuke thought but then said, however, I got the same Uchiha blood running through me as he does. Brother will not defeat me. Eventually, day turned into night as the sun went down. I'm really late from training. Hopefully mother and father will forgive me, Sasuke thought as he entered the compound. He then felt a presence and looked up at a post in front of him but saw no one. What is this feeling? Sasuke thought. His eyes then widened as he saw members of his clan dead on the ground. What's going on here? This is, Sasuke asked as he saw the scene. He then ran toward his house and stopped at the front door. Father. Mother. Sasuke yelled. Sasuke, don't come in, his father said but then his voice was silenced. Move. 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 Sasuke thought as his kegs were trembling. He was finally able to make them move and he then stepped up and opened the door, only to see his parents dead on the ground. Father. Mother. Sasuke yelled. He then looked up and saw that the one responsible was none other than Uchiha Itachi. Brother. Why did you do all this? Sasuke asked only to be scratched by a flying shuriken. How foolish of you, little brother. Manjikyu Sharingan. Itachi said and then his special Dojutsu activated and showed the massacre to his little brother. Stop it, little brother. Please stop. Sasuke yelled. End flashback. Uchiha Itachi, Sasuke growled. This isn't good at all. But still, Kyo thought, Itachi, why are you here? Kyo asked. My master sent me here to investigate this little dragon. Itachi responded. Why? Kyo asked. While my brother is not a current threat in my master's plans, his growth and skills still need to be assessed, and also, his growth has been exponential. Itachi said. I don't care about this master of yours, Itachi. All I want to do now is fight you right here and now. Sasuke growled. Calm down, Sasuke. This guy is way out of your league. Kyo ordered. Shut up. Sasuke said, glaring darkly at his senpai, this is what I've been waiting for ever since that day, and I'm not going to back down now. I don't care how strong is his, the moment I decided to kill him was the moment I decided to stake my life on it. Sasuke added, and then ran toward Itachi and threw a volley of punches that Itachi was able to block with ease. Sasuke then threw a roundhouse kick aimed at Itachi's face, but the latter was able to jump back to avoid the kick. Sasuke recovered from his attack and then went through a number of seals, katan, gokyaku no jutsu. Sasuke yelled out and fired his fireball technique that engulfed Itachi. Good brother, but not good enough. Itachi said as he was right behind Sasuke. He must have performed Kagebushin as he jumped back. Sasuke thought. He tried to spin around and attack, but Itachi was quicker and knocked his brother into the riverbank with a roundhouse kick. Too slow, brother. Itachi said as he was right next to him and then blew up. Bakuretsu Kagebushin, Kyo thought. It seems you're faster than I thought, little brother. Itachi, the original, said as he looked up to see his brother in mid-air. Katan, Housenka no Jutsu, Sasuke yelled and unleashed a volley of fireballs at Itachi. Suidan no Jutsu. Itachi calmly said without looking at his brother's attack, and then water bullets erupted from the river and cancelled out the fireballs. Sasuke then dived down at his brother with an axe kick, but Itachi grabbed it with his right hand. Sasuke tried to him again with a roundhouse kick using his right leg, but Itachi used his left hand to grab. Sasuke then tried to punch Itachi, but before he could, he was slammed hard to the ground only to poof in smoke. He then turned to see his brother a few feet behind him. I see. He must have performed Kagebushin right before my Bushin exploded and then swam underneath while his clone was used as a decoy to divert me from him. Itachi thought. Clever Sasuke. With the Kagebushin performing real jutsus and attacking like Sasuke, he was able to keep Itachi occupied long enough for him to resurface. Kyo thought. Itakithis, the moment I have been waiting for. Now die by my hand. Chidori. Sasuke yelled as he charged up the Chidori. Sasuke then ran toward Itachi and thrusted his attack forward only for Itachi to deflect it to the brick wall, creating a crater. Shit, he deflected it. Sasuke thought. Pathetic. Itachi said and snapped his brother's hand, causing him to yell in pain. Zankyaku. Sasuke said and then unleashed an electric cutting wave from his leg, but Itachi was able to dodge it effortlessly and then backhanded Sasuke into the wall. He then grabs his brother by the collar and holds him to the wall. Do you know why you're so weak, little brother? Itachi asked and then leaned into Sasuke's right ear. It's because you lack hatred. Itachi said before pulling back. And you know what, big brother? You can kiss me-us. Sasuke replied with a grin and then spits on his brother's face. I see you're still rude as ever, a regrettable attribute. Nevertheless, I will show you something you've never seen before. Itachi said and then closed his eyes for a minute and reopened them again, this time with the symbol of a dragon on each pupil. That's. Kyo thought as he recognized the Dojutsu. Kurwaryu Sharingan, Black Dragon Sharingan. Itachi said and was about to attack when Kyo appeared right in front of him with his Dragon Sharingan activated, staring into Itachi's. I believe this is enough for now. Itachi said as he cancelled his Sharingan. Did Madara give it to you? Kyo asked. What Madara Shursho, master, did is none of your business, Kyo-san. I was only sent as reconnaissance and I have accomplished that. Itachi said before shunsuing into the river. it seems that the dragon prophesies to kill him is nothing more than an insignificant nuisance. Itachi added on before disappearing away. It looks like you're not making things easy for me, huh Aniki? Kyo said as he then took out a cigarette and lighted up. He then turned to Sasuke who was unconscious. Not the way I expected things to go so far, but now, we can get you marked for your destiny, Uchiha Sasuke. Kyo said. He grabbed Sasuke and then used Shunshin to arrive at the town. He then enters a temple where a young girl with dark green hair, black eyes, hair tied in buns and wearing a red oriental dress with sandals greeted them. My master is in this room. Follow me, Kyosuke-sama. The girl said with a smile. Kyo nodded and followed her into the room of her master. The said master was actually a cat dressed in a ninja uniform with a pipe in its right hand. Ha Kyosuke, you're right on time for a change. The cat ninja said. It's been a while Yukio. Kyo said as he sat down with his legs crossed and laid Sasuke next to him. So that's the boy talked about in the prophecy, I assume? Yukio asked as he looked at Sasuke. Yes, and he's also the last of his clan other than his older brother. Kyo answered. Ah yes, the Uchiha massacre caused by Uchiha Itachi. I assume you already know that Madara was behind it, right? Yukio asked as he blew a cloud of smoke from his pipe. That's what I believe, and this became much clearer as Itachi appeared toward us under the orders of Madara. Kyo said as he recalled the events. This isn't good at all. Yukio said as he shook his head. Hence why I came here in order for Sasuke to receive the mark of the dragon and awakened his own Ryu Sharingan. Kyo said. I see. Please prepare the boy for the marking. Yukio asked. The young green-haired girl nodded and took Sasuke with her to another room. You know Kyosuke, and this would have never happened if you have just killed him decades ago. Yukio said. I know, but this isn't just anyone, he's my brother, my older brother. Kyo said as his face saddened. And it is because of that foolish brotherly attachment that all of this is happening and why this vicious cycle is repeating. Because of your actions, these two brothers now found themselves as enemies, and because of your foolish actions, both Haruka and Kai were killed. Kyo suddenly lunged his hand at Yukio's neck and started to squeeze it. I told you to never talk about this again. Kyo said with a furious look on his face and his Sharingan on. Even if you do, it changes nothing because of your foolishness. Your wife and son were both killed by Madara, and that is something you can never erase. Yukio replied. Kyo's features saddened and his Sharingan turned off before letting go of Yukio's neck. I know, you're right. But that's why I want to make right with Sasuke. Kyo said. You do know you will die in 3 years from now, do you not? Yukio reminded the Uchiha. I am already aware of that, and that's why I'm risking it all on Sasuke. Kyo smirked. I can't believe this happened to Kakashi. Asuma said as he and the other Jounins were in a hospital room looking over Kakashi, who was lying unconscious on a hospital bed. The bigger question is, who was that friend of theirs and why was he after Naruto? Kurenai asked. His name is Pain and is the leader of Akatsuki. Jiraiya said as he entered the room. Master Jiraiya. Guy and Asuma exclaimed in surprise. Wait, Akatsuki? That's the name of the organization Kakashi said that Itachi and Kisame belonged to. Who or what is it exactly? Kurenai asked. It is an organization made up of 9 S-ranked criminals that hunt down forbidden jutsus, bounties, and also doing illegal works and assassinations. Lately, however, they have been on the hunt for special individuals who possess special types of chakras, Jinchurikis. Jiraiya said. Jinchuriki? Kurenai repeated. It is a name given to those who contain a tailed beast inside of them, like Naruto for example. Jiraiya explained, however, that is secondary to what was the real purpose for them coming here. Jiraiya added on. What was the real purpose then? Guy asked. In a few years from now a battle for the future of the ninja world will take place between the destroyer and the savior, darkness and light. Each can change the ninja world for the better or worse, and Pain is said to be the destroyer while Naruto is said to be the savior, and in the end, Naruto will defeat Pain. Jiraiya said. And I guess this Pain guy came here to check up on his competition. I knew the little guy was destined for great things considering who his old man was, but this is more than I expected. Asuma said as he took in all of what Jiraiya said. But why didn't Pain just kill Naruto when he had the chance? Kurenai asked. He probably believes that Naruto is not a threat to him, or that he is someone so strong that he doesn't see himself dying at all no matter how strong Naruto becomes. Guy answered. Nevertheless, I'm going to take Naruto under my wings from now on, so you don't have to worry about his well-being for now. Now, what happened to Kakashi? Jiraiya asked. 1 minute he was fighting Itachi and the next he was on the ground. Asuma answered. Though he did tell us to close our eyes and not to open them at all for some reason. Kurenai added. Which means Itachi used his special Sharingan on Kakashi. If that's the case, then this makes it a much bigger need for her selection as the Godame. Jiraiya thought. Konoha was in ruins, flames and dead bodies everywhere as Naruto walked around it. What happened? Where's everyone? Naruto asked as he looked around. He then tripped on a body and looked at who it was, only for his eyes to widen in horror as it was Iruka-sensei. Iruka-sensei. This can't be happening. Naruto yelled. He then heard the sound of people fighting and headed toward that direction, only to see Kakashi dead on the ground, decapitated, and Sasuke and Sakura fighting against Pain. Both of you. Get away now. Naruto yelled as he tried to warn his friends, but it was hopeless as they continued to fight. Sasuke tried to hit Pain with a Chidori, but Pain grabbed Sasuke's attack with his right hand and then punched Sasuke through the heart with his left fist, killing the last Uchiha. Sasuke. Naruto yelled. Pain then grabbed Sakura and looked at Naruto with an evil grin on his face. No! Sakura-chan. Naruto yelled and started to run over there, but it was too late as Pain plunged his right hand into her heart, killing her. No! Naruto screamed. End dream, Pain. Naruto yelled as he woke up in his hospital room. Naruto-kun, are you okay? Sakura asked as she was sitting beside his bed. Naruto looked at her for a while before looking out the window and saw that Konoha was still as beautiful as it was. He then breathed a sigh of relief. It was just a nightmare. Naruto said. I'm so glad you're alright, Naruto-kun. Sakura said as she hugged him, surprising the Namikaze boy. Sakura-chan? Naruto stammered, blushing. I saw you when that man named Jiraiya brought you to the hospital. You looked so bad that I thought you wouldn't make it, and that's why I came here, but you're alright now. Sakura said with a smile. You shouldn't worry yourself like that about me, Sakura-chan. I'm not going to die soon, I promise. Naruto said. If that's what you're going to promise to her, then you might want to get stronger, Naruto. Jiraiya said as he entered the room. Ah, Jiraiya-san. Sakura greeted. Ero-senin. Naruto greeted the Sannin with his nickname, causing the older man to growl. I told you not to call me that. Jiraiya yelled. Why do you call him that, Naruto-kun? Sakura asked. Because he's a super pervert. Naruto answered. A super pervert? At his age? That's repulsive. Sakura said, causing Jiraiya to go cry in a corner. So why are you here for, Ero-senin? Naruto asked. I came here to tell you that you're coming with me on a trip. Jiraiya said with a grin. A trip? Why don't I like the sound of that? Naruto asked with an eyebrow raised. Oh, trust me, kid, it'll be a good trip. You see, you and I are going to go look for a woman, a very remarkable woman I might add. Jiraiya grinned. A woman. Sakura thought angrily, look Ero-sennin, I don't have time to help you look for a girlfriend. I got training to do. Naruto said. What training? Jiraiya asked confused, you know what I'm talking about. I have to start training so that I can beat him. Naruto growled as he clenched his fists as he reminisced about his fight against Pain. How about this then? If you help me find that woman, then I'll teach you all that I know, Jiraiya said, smiling proudly. So you basically using my want for training as a way to get me to go with you, aren't you? Naruto asked. Exactly. Jiraiya grinned. You really are shameless, Ero-sennin. Naruto said and then sighed, I might as well come with you. Naruto said. Alright. Just let me get you discharged and we'll be on our way. Jiraiya said. Wait. Naruto, you can't go. You just got in the hospital and besides, why come with him just to find a woman? Sakura asked. Oh, but you see Sakura-chan, this woman is not just any ordinary woman. That woman is another of the legendary Sannin, the slug mistress and queen of elixirs. The woman I am talking about is none other than Tsunade herself. Jiraiya said with a smirk. Tsunade? Kaya. Please let me come with you, Jiraiya-sama. Sakura said, squealing like a schoolgirl. You sure can change attitudes quickly, Sakura-chan. Naruto thought as a sweat drop appeared behind his head. Sure, but on one condition. Jiraiya said as he started to grin lecherously. Don't even think about it, Ero-sennin. Naruto growled darkly with his cubey eyes, causing the older man to sweat in fear. Hi. Never mind, Sora, you can come up with us. Jiraiya said. Thank you so much. Wait right here guys, I'll go tell my mom. Sakura said excited and ran off. You sure got yourself quite a girlfriend, Naruto. Jiraiya said as he gave Naruto a thumbs up. Urusei, Ero-sennin. Naruto said, blushing. A few hours later, all three of them were at the gate of the village, each with their belongings ready. Alright people, let's go. Jiraiya said. This is so going to be awesome. I'm finally going to meet the legendary Tsunade. Sakura exclaimed. By the way, why are we going to meet her? I mean, there has to be a special reason behind all this? Naruto asked Jiraiya. I'm glad you asked, Naruto. The reason why we are going to look for this woman is because she's going to become the Godame. Jiraiya answered. Nani? Both Sakura and Naruto yelled at the same time, shocked. If she's going to be chosen as the Godame, then she must be an incredible and wise woman. Naruto said. Well, I wouldn't say all that now. Jiraiya said. And why is that? Naruto asked, intrigued. Well, she's annoying and a compulsive gambler, well known throughout the countries. Jiraiya started to say, then she should be easy to find if she's so famous. Sakura said. Oh, she's famous all right. You see, she's known as the legendary, Jiraiya said grinning. Alright boys, I want to turn all my money into chips. A woman with blonde pigtails and a green vest with a red circle and a kanji inside of it, gray shirt, blue pants, brown eyes, and black shoes said as she was in a room with other men. That woman was Tsunade. This person, the leader of the men said, you know who this person is, boss? One of the men asked. You mean you don't know this person's nickname? The leader asked. Nickname? The men asked. Her nickname is the legendary sucker. The leader revealed, and this caused every one of them to grin. Gah! Look at how happy they are already, a black-haired girl wearing a black robe with a fishnet shirt underneath, black eyes and holding a pig in her arms. That girl's name was Shizune. Also, she uses a special jutsu to change her appearance to make herself look like she's 20 even though she's as old as me, so it won't be easy to find her. And also, she changes her appearance to any age just to get away from her gambling debts. Jiraiya said. That's not very good. Naruto said. Tsunade always loved to gamble ever since her teen years. Unfortunately, she had neither luck nor skill and thus sucked. She thus gained the nickname, Sucker, ever since. Back then, she was always borrowing money and running afterwards. Jiraiya said, laughing. Enough of this reminiscing, Ero Sennin. How are we going to find her anyway? Naruto asked. Since we're going by foot, there are many ways of doing it, but unfortunately, it will take us some time. Jiraiya said. Not if I do this. Kagebushin no Jutsu. Naruto said and then did his favorite technique and created dozens of clones. Do you have any pictures of her? Naruto asked. Sure. Jiraiya said and gave Naruto some of Tsunade's pictures. Alright, clones, go up ahead and try to look for her in any of the towns. If you find any clue, just cancel yourselves out so that I can get the information, understood? Naruto asked his clones. Understood. The clones all said and then each took a picture and headed off. Wait, Naruto. Isn't this a bit unsafe considering the distance between yourself and your clones? Sakura asked. Not really, Sakura-chan. I have been training with my clones for so long that they have become much stronger than any other clones and thus can travel very far and not pass out. Naruto answered. You continue to impress me, Naruto. No wonder you'll surpass your old man. Jiraiya thought. My arm. Orochimaru roared in pain from his arms. Orochimaru-sama, please take your medicine quickly. The medic told Orochimaru only to be ripped apart mercilessly by the snake Sannin. I have to clean the room the moment I get back. Please take your medicine immediately, Kabuto said as he entered the room. I don't need that crappy kind of medicine. Orochimaru growled. I mixed the medicine myself. It should make you at least feel a bit better. Kabuto replied. This burning pain in my arms, I never expected so much. Orochimaru said, that curse was given to you by Sarutobi, the Sandaime Hokage. The pain is to be expected after all. Kabuto said. No need for explanations. By the way, did you find her? Orochimaru asked. Yes, I did. It seems she's at a place called Tenkazugai. Kabuto said. Tenkazu Street. Is that so? Orochimaru said. However, it won't be so easy to capture her. Kabuto added. The best cure is always the hardest one to find. Orochimaru smirked darkly. My clones found her whereabouts. Naruto said. And where is she? Jiraiya asked. In a place called Tenkazu Street. Also, the guy who told my clone the info added that she lost against him and his boys in a gambling game. Naruto replied. She lost again. Geez, when will she learn? Jiraiya thought as he was embarrassed at his ex-teammate's misfortune. Tenkazu Street is pretty far from here, so we will use this. Kuchios no Jutsu. Jiraiya said and then slammed the ground with his palm as he initiated the technique. Then, a green frog with red hair appeared. My friends, this is Hayaya, the running frog. He is my fastest frog and will get us to Tenkazu Street much faster than if we were to go by foot. Jiraiya said. There's no way I'm traveling on that thing. Sakura yelled, repulsed. And why is that? Jiraiya asked. That's because I'm a lady. Sakura yelled. Sakura-chan, we have to find Tsunade as soon as possible in order to make her the go dame. Besides, you can always lean on me while we're traveling on it. Naruto said with a smile. Okay, Naruto-kun. A blushing Sakura said. That kid is a mere reflection of his father. Not only is he a genius ninja, but he is also blessed with skills when it comes to woman. Why didn't I get those skills too? Jiraiya cried mentally. Alright Ero Sennin, let's get moving. Naruto said as he and Sakura hopped on the frog. Hyaya, go forth. Jiraiya said as he hopped on the frog. The frog nodded and then headed off at a fast speed. This time my arms will be healed. Orochimaru said as he and Kabuto were leaving Orochimaru's home. Even though it's a good cure, that person will not let you have it so easily. Kabuto said. I don't care, we're going to Tenzaku Street now. Orochimaru replied. I can't believe it. You got 777s. How rare. Shizun exclaimed as Tsunade got 777 at one of the arcade machines. How could I get 777s? Tsunade asked, I have a bad feeling about this. Tsunade thought, what's wrong? It's a miracle that you actually won, but yet you look so unhappy. Shizun said. I have a bad feeling about this place. Let's get out of here fast. Tsunade said as she looked distraught. But this is a beautiful place and there's more to explore like the castle and, Shizun replied. Alright, we'll explore them, but we'll do it quickly and then get out of here ASAP. Tsunade decided. Tell me something, Naruto. When you fought with Pain, what did you notice about him the most? What attribute did you notice that made him so strong? Jiraiya asked as they were riding on Hyaya. Well, I did notice how painfully faster and stronger he was than me, but I would say that what I noticed was that he somehow knew all of my moves, like he was reading my mind. Naruto answered. And do you know why he was able to read your moves? Jiraiya asked. I would say because I was too predictable. Naruto answered. That, and he also has years of experience. Many would lead you to believe that simply having a large amount of jutsus makes you strong, but in reality, it is how you use justice and also how experienced you are that matters. One person can have only 3 jutsus, but if they are able to use these jutsus efficiently in any situation, then they can easily overpower someone who has over 100 jutsus. Also, experience plays a huge part as well, because with experience comes wisdom, and thus with wisdom, you are prone to know a lot more strategies than someone who lacks experience, and thus adapting to your opponent becomes much easier. Jiraiya explained. Experience and efficiency. Naruto whispered. By the way, Sakura-chan, are you a medic nin? Jiraiya asked. Yes, I am, Jiraiya-san. Sakura answered. So it seems the efforts that Tsunade has made have not all been in vain, Jiraiya said. Her efforts? Naruto asked. She was known as the legendary healer and even created the first program for medical ninjas to be included in cells during combat. Sakura explained. I see you've done your research. It was thanks to her efforts that it became a special procedure to include a medical ninja in a group of 4. Jiraiya said. Back then, it was so difficult for a group of shinobi to fight without any medical attention. You can't anticipate what might happen in the battlefield, which is blindingly obvious. Kabuto said as he and Orochimaru were heading for their destination. That might be a good system even for veteran fighters. However, such a system would only increase the casualties of war. It's human nature that people won't realize the true value of something until they lose it. And whoever told the story of the medical specialist who's from the group of 3 legendary ninjas became the victims of that ninja. Orochimaru said, I see her efforts were incredible after all. Naruto said. Yes, and that's what pushed me to become a medic nin. So that way I can help my nakama in battle. Sakura said. I'm sure Tsunade will be glad to see a fellow kunoichi interested in becoming a medic nin like herself. Jiraiya said with a grin. I really just hope nothing bad happens when we get her. I don't know if I could fight right now. Naruto said as he was not totally 100% healthy from his fight against Pain. Don't worry about it, all we're going to do is tell that we want her to become Hokage, and from there, everything should go smoothly. Jiraiya said. I really hope you can predict the future, Ero-sennin. Naruto replied, not too confident in what the older man said. I told you to stop calling me that. Jiraiya whined. Ah, Tenkazu Castle has such a wonderful view even from the ground. That's why it's called the treasure of arts. Shizun said as he looked upon the monstrously huge oriental castle. Don't waste any more time. We must get out of here as soon as possible. Tsunade said, getting anxious. Ah, come on, can't we stay a bit longer? Shizun asked. Before Tsunade could reply, the temple suddenly collapsed and a large snake reared its ugly head, and on top of it were none other than Orochimaru and Kabuto. That's, Shizun thought as she recognized who it was. Orochimaru, Tsunade growled lowly. I finally found you, Tsunade. Orochimaru said. If you want to talk then let's go somewhere else. Tsunade said, and then they all disappeared and reappeared in an empty street near the castle. I've got to say, you sure do know how to make entrance, Orochimaru. Tsunade said. I've looked all over for you, Tsunade. Orochimaru said. So what do you want with me? I know you did not just come all this way just to talk about the old days. That's more of Jiraiya's style. Tsunade asked her ex-teammate. You're right about that. I came here to ask you for a favor. Orochimaru said. Erratic heartbeat, his face looks feverish and pale, must have had a long period of exhaustion, and that arm, Tsunade thought as she analyzed Orochimaru's appearance. Tsunade-sama, I assume you've already figured it out. Kabuto said. Go find someone else. I already quit being a doctor. Tsunade replied. You see, we can't do that. This wound is a wound that no one else can heal except for the legendary medical specialist and healer herself. Kabuto said. Is it some type of special seal or curse? Tsunade thought, that wound on your arm is not an ordinary wound. What have you done to it? Tsunade asked. Had just a little memento from killing the third, Orochimaru replied, shocking both Shizun and Tsunade. You really are, Tsunade said angrily. Hey now, don't make such an angry face now. Something with form is destined to crumble, and the same goes for people. You of all people should know this since you did lose the two you most beloved. Orochimaru said. She lost the two people she loved? Kabuto thought before looking at his master. Orochimaru-sama, you really are cruel. Kabuto thought. Haha, those were horrible ways to die. Orochimaru smirked. Shizun then pulled off her sleeve and launched needles at Orochimaru, but Kabuto stepped up and deflected them all with his kunai. Those were poisoned. Kabuto thought. Calm down, Shizun. Tsunade ordered her apprentice. That apprentice is good. Kabuto thought as he looked at Shizun. Orochimaru, you haven't changed a bit, have you? You know how I am, don't you? Don't kid around with me or, Tsunade said, and then slammed her fist against the wall, crumbling the entire wall down. I'll kill you. Tsunade said, glaring at Orochimaru. Destructive. Single, she's definitely single. Kabuto thought. What was that? Sakura asked as she felt the rumble. It's Tsunade and her infamous short temper. Alright Hayaya, you can leave. Jiraiya said, and the frog nodded before poofing away. I just hope she's still around. Jiraiya thought. Hey, isn't Tenkazu City sort of a castle city? Sakura asked. You're right, and that's where we should start investigating first. Let's go. Jiraiya said. Look, we're not here to fight, we're here to negotiate. Kabuto said. I said it once, twerp. Get out of my sight. Tsunade said. You're the only one who can cure his arm. Kabuto countered and continued, we're not saying it will be a one-way bargain. Let's make a deal. Kabuto said. I'll count to 5 and you better get out by then or else. Tsunade said, glaring. Please calm down, this won't be a bad bargain, Kabuto started to say before sighing as his efforts were useless as Tsunade counted down to 1. I can revive the ones you've lost with the forbidden jutsu I developed. Orochimaru said, stopping Tsunade in her tracks. You haven't killed us yet. So does that mean we have a deal? Orochimaru asked, don't you want to meet them again? Orochimaru added. Yuki-dan. Tsunade thought as she reminisced. She then looked up at Orochimaru. If I cure your arms, what are you planning on doing? Tsunade asked. I hate to lie to you, so I guess I'll tell you the truth. Orochimaru said. Hey, so where's that famous castle? Naruto asked. That's a very good question. Jiraiya said as there were no traces of castle at all. Just what happened here? Sakura asked. Hey you. What the hell happened? Jiraiya asked as he saw someone running away. You guys should run away now. There's a demon in the city. The man yelled before running away. Demon beast? Naruto asked. This demon you speak of, what is it exactly? Jiraiya asked. It was a huge snakey. A huge snake toppled the building instantly. The man answered. A huge snake, this isn't good at all. Jiraiya thought. We have to move now. Jiraiya ordered the genins as he ran off. Wait up. Naruto said as he and Sakura followed. Once I get my arms, I'll obliterate the leaf for one last time. Orochimaru said. Destroy the leaf village? You're insane. Shizun growled. And your answer is? Kabuto asked Tsunade. Tsunade-sama. Shizun exclaimed as she saw the look on her mistress's face, you can't. Don't listen to the offers of these liars. Your brother and my uncle wouldn't want you to do this either. Your dreams, you wishes, have you forgotten about them? Are the wishes of two people more, Tsunade-sama? I understand what you're feeling, but this is reality, and even if you do what they want, it's, Shizun said, pleading to her mistress. Shut up, Shizun. Tsunade replied, cutting off her student. You don't have to answer, but hopefully, we come to a peaceful resolution. Also, this jutsu requires sacrifices, so we will prepare the two bodies for it. Kabuto said. Tsunade-sama. Kill these bastards. Orochimaru is weak right now. If we fight together, we can easily overpower them. Shizun said as she prepared to fight, but then stopped when she saw the distraught look on her mistress. Orochimaru then lifted one of his fingers near his mouth and then bit on it. The finger then started to bleed and blood started to drip from it, and then pointed it at Tsunade, which suddenly caused her to shiver. Damn! He's still one of 3 legendary Sanins, so of course he would know about that. Shizun thought. I'm pretty weak now, but I still know Tsunade's weakness. It looks like you still haven't gotten out of your system, your fear of blood. Orochimaru smirked. She has hemophobia? Kabuto thought. Tsunade, I anxiously wait for your answer. Orochimaru said, and then he and Kabuto left. Moments later, Jiraiya and the gang arrived at the scene, but there were no signs of Tsunade or Shizun. Just a bit too late. Jiraiya said. Is this the work of the snake? Sakura asked as she looked at the damaged wall. No, it seems more like the work of a person with incredible strength. Naruto replied as he analyzed it. Let's go, you two. Jiraiya said, and then they left. Boss. More beer. Tsunade yelled out as her and Shizun were at a pub. Tsunade-sama, you're drinking too much. Shizun said in order to calm her mistress, only for the latter to burp, Tsunade-sama. Shizun thought as she looked at her mistress state, oh well, let's eat dinner here. Jiraiya said. Eat dinner here? Isn't this place not for kids like us? Naruto asked. Don't be so naive. This place can get us loads of information as well. Jiraiya answered as they entered the pub, and look who it is. Hey Tsunade. Jiraiya said as he saw his former teammate. Jiraiya, are you at a place like this? Tsunade asked. So this is Tsunade, huh? Doesn't look too impressive to me. Naruto thought. It's really her. Tsunade-sama. Sakura thought. We've finally found you. Jiraiya said as he breathed a sigh of exasperation. By the way, I met up with an old friend of ours. Tsunade said as Jiraiya, Sakura and Naruto sat at the table. Orochimaru was it? Did anything happen? Jiraiya asked. Shizune was able to say something when Tsunade stared her down, which did not go unnoticed by Jiraiya. Nothing really, just a casual greeting. Tsunade lied. By the way, why are you here exactly? Tsunade asked. I'll get right to business. The council wants you to become the Godame Hokage. Jiraiya said, shocking Tsunade and Shizune. The third is, Jiraiya began to say but was cut off by Tsunade. He's dead, I know. Orochimaru told me he's the one who killed him. Tsunade said. So, Orochimaru is the murderer of the third Hokage. He'll pay for this. Naruto thought. By the way, who is Orochimaru anyway? Naruto asked. He was my ex-teammate and a member of the legendary Sanins of the Leaf. Jiraiya explained. But why did he do that then? Sakura asked. Who are those twerps? Tsunade asked. She's Haruno Sakura and the boy here is none other than Namikaze Uzumaki Naruto. Jiraiya said. So he's the nine-tailed kid and also their child, Tsunade thought. So what's your answer? Are you willing to accept? Jiraiya asked. Tsunade paused as she remembered what Orochimaru had promised her when they met. So what's your answer, Tsunade? Jiraiya asked. Impossible, I decline. Tsunade said, shocking everyone. I remember in the past that you used to say the same thing whenever I asked you out. Jiraiya said. Is she hesitating because of what Orochimaru said? Shizune thought. Great. So we came all this way to find someone in order to become Godame only for that same person to decline. So much for a good trip. Naruto fumed. Don't be so pessimistic, Naruto. Tsunade here is the only person that can become the Godame. Not only is she a legendary healer and one of the Sanins, but she also has the blood of a Hokage in her as she is the granddaughter of the first Hokage himself, so she is the only appropriate for the job and thus this is an offer she can't refuse. Jiraiya said. My grandfather was the Hokage and look where that got him. He died and so did the rest, especially the fourth Hokage. He died the fastest, giving up his life for the village. Life is different from money as it can be gambled that easily and whoever puts it at risk is a fool. Tsunade chuckled. My grandfather and the Naidame were focused on bringing peace home more than anything else, but as a result, they died in the middle of their dreams like losers. Tsunade added. You sure have changed, Tsunade. Jiraiya said, slightly surprised at his teammate's attitude. Well, I'm already in my 50s. Age does change people. Anyway, it was the same even for Sarutobi-sensei. No wonder he died, he was too old to even live his dreams. Tsunade said, causing Jiraiya to glare. Let me make this clear, being Hokage is shit and only a fool would only take the job. Tsunade said, and then in an instant, Naruto ran across the table and slammed his left fist against the wall, denting it as he glared darkly at Tsunade. You and me, outside now. I don't care who you are, but anyone who dares smears the name of Hokage will personally get their asses kicked by me. Naruto roared. So you want to fight me, huh, kid? Alright, I accept your challenge. Tsunade said as she got eye level to Naruto. Oh boy, this isn't going to be good. Jiraiya thought. I can't believe that someone of my caliber is going to fight a scrawny kid. Tsunade said as she and everyone else were outside the pub. Don't underestimate me. Naruto growled. Naruto-kun, please stop. You don't have to fight her. Sakura said as she tried to stop her teammate. Shut up, Sakura. This is none of your business. Naruto yelled at his teammate, shocking her. Judging by her look, it doesn't seem that Naruto yells at her that often. It looks like Tsunade really pushed his buttons. Jiraiya thought. One finger is all I'll need for this. Tsunade said smugly. You'll need more than one finger when I'm through with you. I'll make sure you regret ever insulting the Hokages, especially my father. Naruto yelled out. His father? Both Shizune and Sakura thought at the same time. Naruto then created a clone and went through a series of hand motions that Jiraiya recognized. That's the Rasengan. He's actually going to use it on Tsunade? Jiraiya thought. Naruto, stop. Jiraiya said, but it was too late. Futon, Rasengan, Naruto yelled out and then ran towards Tsunade with the jutsu. That's too easy for me to defend, kid. Tsunade said as she was about to intercept Naruto when suddenly, the clone Naruto created attached itself onto her from the back. Idiot, did you forget that I never cancelled my clone? Naruto asked as he continued to head toward her. This is bad. Jiraiya thought and then started to prepare for a jutsu. But then, Naruto stopped his Rasengan inches from Tsunade and then it dissipated. Why did you stop, kid? Tsunade asked as the clone also vanished. Because you're not worth it. You talk big but in reality, you're just another fool who has been swallowed by their own self-pity. Naruto said, and then was punched hard in the jaw by Tsunade and sent flying back to Sakura and Jiraiya. Shut your mouth, kid. You don't know anything. Tsunade growled. Oh, but I do, and you know what, I'm actually glad you don't want to become the next Hokage. To be honest, if you did become Hokage, then all you would do is taint the very title itself. A person like you who drinks and gambles to avoid facing reality is definitely not someone I would want as Hokage, and you know something? Being Hokage isn't a shit job. It's a job in which you put your dreams and life on the line, and it's a job only those who can overcome the obstacles of life can take, and my father, Namikaze Minato, had what it took, but you have nothing that it takes. So go ahead and drink away your misery for all I care, I'm done here. Naruto said and started to walk away. Why are you so upset about what I said? Tsunade asked. Because becoming Hokage is my dream, and unlike you, I'm willing to sacrifice my life for it. Naruto said, and when he said that, Tsunade was reminded of both Dan and Nawaki, who also had the same dreams as Naruto. Wait, Naruto-kun. Sakura said as she followed her teammate. Well, that didn't go so well, but hey, what don't you and I have a drink for old time's sake? Shizune, go with Naruto and Sakura to find a hotel to stay in, Jiraiya asked. It's up to your Jiraiya-sama. Shizune thought before running to catch up to the genins. Sorry for the delay. The bartender said as he gave Jiraiya and Tsunade their drinks. You've become even more beautiful. Jiraiya said. Stop with this. I know you wanted to talk to me about what happened. Tsunade said. It seems I can't hide anything from you. Look, what Naruto said might have been a bit too harsh, but he is right. The Hokages risked everything for their dreams and became men of legends, especially Naruto's father. And I know both Dan and Nawaki wanted that same dream, but you have to learn to move on with your life and let them, which includes not taking up on Orochimaru's offer of bringing them back to life. Jiraiya said. How do you know about this? Tsunade asked, shocked. It was easy to figure out. They were your most beloved. You met Orochimaru, and Shizune's face just made me put two and two together. I'm a pervert, not an idiot, you know. Jiraiya said. Why did you bring that brat with you? Tsunade asked. He has the same dream as them, don't they? The same conviction and determination to achieve their dream of becoming Hokage. Look, Tsunade, I don't think I can ever understand how you feel, but know this. You're a leaf kunoichi whether you like or not, and if you do accept Orochimaru's offer, then all you will be doing is betraying Dan and Nawaki and your grandfather. Is that what you really want on your conscience, Tsunade? Jiraiya asked her. I'm really sorry for screaming at you, Sakura-chan. It's just that I was so angry, I couldn't control myself. Naruto said as he apologized to his teammate in their hotel room. It's okay, Naruto-kun. I know you didn't mean it. Though, who was your father really? Sakura asked. My father was Namikaze Minato, the Yondaime Hokage. Naruto revealed to her. I'm in love with the Yondaime son. Jackpot, Shinaro. Sakura/inner Sakura thought. I can't believe that I'm the teammate of the Yondaime son. But why did you never let anyone know about it? Sakura asked. Because I didn't want any special privileges simply because of my lineage. If I told everyone about it, then they would have tried to spoil me, and the last thing I need in order to achieve my goal is to be spoiled. Naruto explained. I could see how that would bother you. Sakura said. Suddenly, they heard a knock on the door. Who is it? Naruto asked. I'm sorry for coming so late, Naruto-kun and Sakura-chan, but I need to talk to you about Tsunade-sama. Shizen said as she entered the room. Sorry, but I have seen enough of her to make a fair assessment. Naruto replied. No, you haven't. Tsunade-sama isn't always like this, it's just that so much has happened to her. Shizen said. And this is the part where I'm supposed to cry and feel sorry for her? Naruto asked sarcastically. Why are you so mean to her? She has gone through so much and yet you talk about her like this. Shizen asked angrily, but then was taken aback when Naruto walked up to her. It's because she's not the only one who has suffered in life. I was born without a father and a mother to take care of me for my whole life. Sakura's father abandoned her and her own mother hated her for a long time, and Sasuke lost his entire clan in one night, but you don't see us crying in our own misery. Every shinobi will lose people close to them, it's a fact of life, but what makes someone strong is their ability to rise up from it and overcome it. Clearly, her attitude has shown that she has not been able to overcome those losses, and if she still can't overcome them at her age, then there's nothing for me to feel sorry for. Now if you'll excuse me, I'm going to get some fresh air. Naruto said and then left the room. I'm sorry if he's like this, Shizen-san, but Naruto-kun is almost never this way, though I do understand why he is like this. To see a grown woman like Tsunade just give up on her dreams and then smear the name of Hokage like this must have really made him mad. Sakura said. I have really tried to make her see the good side of life, but it seems that she is still stuck on the past. I just don't know what to do anymore. Shizen said as she slumped on the ground. Don't worry, Shizen, I'm pretty sure she'll see it too. By the way, are you her apprentice? Sakura asked. Yes, I am. Shizen answered. Do you think you can teach me some medical techniques that you learned from her? I'm really huge fan of hers and it's always been my dream to become a medic nin. Sakura said. Sure. Shizen said with a smile. How? How can I just move on like that? Dan. Nawaki Tsunade thought as she then looked at her necklace on top of a rooftop. Flashback, Happy 12th birthday Nawaki. A teenage Tsunade said to her kid brother while they were on a rooftop. I'm no longer a child, you know. I don't need a present every birthday anymore. Nawaki said. Yeah, right, you're still a kid. Tsunade grinned. Anyways, hurry up and open it. You'll be surprised at what you find inside. Tsunade told her kid brother. Nawaki opened the box and found a green necklace inside. Wani-chan, isn't this? Nawaki said. Yep, it's the necklace of our grandfather, the first Hokage. Tsunade explained. You're my favorite, One-chan. Nawaki exclaimed as he hugged his sister. I thought this would suit you best. Nawaki, didn't you always this? Work hard, okay? Tsunade said. It's not just a necklace, the village is Grandpa's necklace and I'll protect it because I am the grandson of the founder of the Leaf Village. Nawaki said. Big words there, real men don't take their words back. Tsunade said. I want to be like Grandpa, I want to be honored like him because being Hokage is my dream. Nawaki said. Take off your head protector. There's one last gift for you. Tsunade said. Nawaki takes off his head protector and Tsunade then leans and kisses his forehead. The siblings then grinned at each other. One rainy night, Tsunade walked up to Orochimaru and Jiraiya who were in the hallway of a building. She started to walk when Jiraiya puts his hand on her shoulder. "It's better if you don't look at the body," Jiraiya said. "Why does it matter? She won't even be able to recognize it anyway." Orochimaru smirked. "That's enough, Orochimaru," Jiraiya yelled at his teammate. "Because we're in the middle of a war, it's always been the ninja way. There were no doctors but children these days get carried away easily, especially the day after getting their birthday present," Orochimaru said. 10 years later, first to facilitate the ease of accomplishing missions, the 4 men small teams in the midst of fighting will have to fight in enemy territory and make individual actions for a long time. Sarutobi said as he and the council were at a meeting with other shinobis. The group's survival rate and probability of success would significantly increase if a medical specialist was assigned to the team. Therefore, I believing that an important task for us to do is to train people on high-level medical jutsus and to promote the further development of medical ninjutsu," Tsunade said. "As good as this sounds, it will take too much time for us to prepare and unfortunately, the enemy will not wait peacefully," Sarutobi said. "What did you say, old geezer?" Tsunade yelled. "I agree with her. I think that we should use the past to avoid mistakes in the future. Besides, I don't want to waste the lives of our fellow ninjas needlessly," Dan said, leaving Tsunade speechless. "Thanks for standing up for me back then," Tsunade said as she found Dan after the meeting. "What you said was right back there," Dan said, causing Tsunade to blush. "It's getting late, let me escort you back home," Dan said, smiling. Is it okay?" "I mean your house is over there so it's okay," Tsunade said as she tried to protest. "No matter, I wanted to talk to you for a bit," Dan said. "Also, I used to walk this trail to the ninja school to meet my sister so I really like this trail," Dan said smiling. "That person is like me," Tsunade thought. "Fighting will only make us lost important people. It's not a ninja's job," Dan said as he and Tsunade were talking ironically on the same rooftop she gave her brother his gift. "Yeah," Tsunade said. "Because in today's world, life and death hangs in the balance. I want to bring peace to calm this warring world. I love the people in the leaf so I will protect them. After my sister died, this ideal motivation so I wish to become Hokage for the sake of everyone's safety. Being Hokage is my dream," Dan said. Tsunade was shocked at his proclamation as it reminded her of her little brother's proclamation. "Dan," Tsunade began to say as she then leaned in and kissed him on the forehead, "I want you to accept this please," Tsunade said as she gave him her necklace. "Tsunade," Dan said as he was lying on a wet ground on a rainy day with a fatal wound, "I didn't want to die yet, there are so many things I need to accomplish," Dan said as he was dying. "Stop talking, Dan," Tsunade yelled as she tried to revive her boyfriend. "I can't die here," Dan said. "Don't worry. I stopped the blood. There is no danger and Amori will be saved, Dan," Tsunade said. "That's good," Dan said before closing his eyes for the last time. "Damn it. Stop. 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 I'm telling you to stop," Tsunade cried as she tried to revive him but to no avail. "Stop it, Tsunade. It's too late, he's gone," the other Jounin told her. Tsunade began to tremble and then looked at her bloodied hands and her eyes widened as her hemophobia began to form. End flashback. Can I ever move on? Tsunade asked herself as she was crying. I wonder which will she chooses. If she heals your arms then you will be able to complete your plan for destruction of Konoha and Tsunade will be reunited with her 2 lovers. However, if she says no, Kabuto said. Looks like I will have to force her then. Orochimaru said smirking. Will it be easy? Kabuto asked. Well, I have you to help. Orochimaru replied, and this caused Kabuto to smile. Hey, you don't have to worry, I know the most when it comes to her, even her weakness, and I'll know that she will agree with the deal for sure. Ha, 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 ha. Orochimaru said before laughing. Thank you for your time. I hope you liked it. Please like and subscribe, and please share this video with your friends and follow me on other social media platforms. Guys, please assist the author by clicking on a link in the description. This is Fox Sage, and I'm signing off.